Welcome to your daily 49ers update. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Here is what's happening. Niners were off yesterday, but Talanoa Hufanga did go on KMBR and had a very interesting interview. Talanoa, your defense gave up 7 plays of at least 15 yards on Sunday. How do you fix that?
We got to do better, and that starts with me. Whether that's something I can do in the huddle, alerts, checks, different things. So, anytime plays are made in the back end, I like to put it all on me because at the end of the day, that's my job. My job is to communicate. My job is to get guys set up and put them in the right positions because I feel like me and Fred can really run this defense, and Fred gets his guys going, and I got to get my guys going as well. So we get back in the film room. We're trying to figure everything out and detail it out so we can come back out with a strong week this week.
I love hearing somebody take responsibility for the team's shortcomings, but look, Hufanga probably will need a couple games to round into shape, right? We have a little patience with him considering he hasn't played since he tore his ACL last year. And you have a perfect chance to right the ship on Sunday against the New England Patriots. And speaking of that, Talanoa, how do you right the ship on Sunday following that brutal, brutal loss when everybody is jumping off the 49ers bandwagon?
You really just got to block it out, keep going, and keep together as a unit, for sure. And we're striving for the end goal. Being 1-2 is not the end of the world. We always do want to win. I'm not saying we're complacent with this, but I've been in spots where we're 4-4, and we ended up in the NFC Championship. So for us, it's a time for us to get going, and no excuses for that for sure. But we know what we're capable of, and when we get everything going and everybody healthy back, we'll be ready to rock.
The 49ers are talented. I get it. And they have come back from being down before. But at some point, it gets a little frustrating hearing somebody tell you how capable they are of something. At some point, you just want them to show you they're capable of that thing. Show us, don't tell us. Hopefully, the 49ers do that on Sunday. One more from the interview that I thought was really interesting. We all know now that Hufanga is very close with Hall of Famer Troy Polamalu. So, Talanoa, after you got hurt, what did Polamalu tell you about coming back from his season-ending injury?
He told me to look at the positives of the injury, and I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, this is the time for you to really dive down into your playbook, dive into the film, critique yourself at the highest level, and most importantly, spend time with the family. So when you can do all those things, you come back out stronger mentally and physically for sure.
That just shows the different mindset you have to be in the NFL and be a successful football player. That's an incredible way to look at it by Polamalu. I don't know that I'd be capable of it. Sounds like Hufanga was capable of it, and hopefully he ends up a better player for it. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday. I know I talk about it every week, but I'm going to keep telling you to read it. Minutia Minute by Matt Barrows in The Athletic has a ton of interesting nuggets coming out of every 49ers game. There's a stat about Nick Bosa in there that I can't decide is encouraging or discouraging. If you want to read it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. I was very curious to see what went wrong for the 49ers against the Rams. Johnny Dells has an excellent film breakdown on his YouTube channel. Go and check it out. There's a lot of stuff about the offense in there, but I also like the stuff about the defense. I feel like we don't see as many defensive film breakdowns because they're not as sexy, but this one is very good, and it helps you understand just where things are going wrong on that side of the ball. Again, I'll put the link in the description of this episode. One thing you may have missed, more BS from the NFL. Do you remember when the 49ers were punished for an accounting error, even though the league admitted they weren't trying to gain a competitive advantage? Well, there was another accounting error in the NFL, this time with the Houston Texans, and they should have been over the salary cap for 2 days, but the league didn't catch it. But the NFL says they're not going to punish the Texans because there's no attempt to gain a competitive advantage. Seems really weird. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk thought so too. He asked the NFL, why are the Texans not getting punished when you bash the 49ers? He has not gotten a response yet as of this recording, and I wouldn't hold your breath. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe wherever you get your audio podcasts. Also, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell to get notified every time we go live, which is every single weekday and after every 49ers game. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. We'll talk later today.